To those of you who have found your way here from a resistance group, welcome. What you have done to defend our values and our shared social infrastructure against Republican assault has made a difference. But resistance is by definition a defensive act, and perhaps you have concluded that it's time to put an end to these Republican assaults. The next phase of the resistance is to go on offense as progressive Democrats. To help you go on offense, Our Revolution Burlington County has created a series of videos about something we call DemEnter. They explain how the Democratic Party is organized locally, how it runs the organization, some of the challenges it faces, and finally, a step-by-step guide to how you can claim your seat in the party and wield your vote as a progressive to go on offense. So let's talk about what offense looks like. The single most important part of the offense are good candidates. The best way to assure consistently good candidates is to encourage competition for the distinction of representing the Democratic Party. That competition takes place during a primary season, which in New Jersey culminates in the June primary election. Ideally, candidates would get their ideas out by speaking with voters so that the primary vote could be well informed. But party bosses tend not to want competition in primaries because a contested primary could cause candidates to spend resources which they could have saved for the general election. They also believe that voters may not hear the messages of candidates and that the primary vote could therefore be ill-informed. This could lead in turn to a candidate being selected by primary voters which leadership considers unelectable. To avoid this, the party conducts an internal election before the primary, where the selection of a candidate is made to place in the party column, which is called the regular Democrats. This regular Democratic column will usually be fully populated with candidates from the top of the ticket, such as governor, senate, or presidential candidates, all the way down to the hyperlocal candidates called Democratic County Committee members, who form the voting rank and file of the Democratic Party. These township-level county committee members vote on the nominating committee vetted candidates, act as neighborhood-level campaign staff for those candidates, delivering campaign literature, lawn signs, and making phone calls. Democratic candidates not selected by the party in this process can still get on the ballot, but they will not be in the column. They will be in other columns, usually empty of down-ballot partners, which are also called bracketing slate partners. These columns can have slate names selected by the candidate, such as Reform Democrats. Outsider Democrats can win primaries, especially if the election is small and they can physically speak with a good percentage of voters. But most Democratic voters tend to vote straight down the official Democratic column because it seems more trustworthy and also because the outsider candidate may not have been able to speak to the voter. So the power of the column is usually not overcome by outsider Democrats. This system can work fine if party leadership has indeed picked good candidates. But where they have selected candidates adverse to progressive policy, the power of the column becomes a rubber stamp of a conservative Democratic Party. This hurts the working and middle class, and it is the root cause of low turnout in voters who would otherwise come out to vote Democrat. But here is where it gets interesting. As a registered Democrat, you have the ability to become part of the Democratic County Committee and wield your vote for selection of progressive candidates in that column. Our Revolution Burlington County believes that the internal selection process of the county committee works best when it is fully populated with active progressive Democrats. In the following videos, we will more fully explain the county committee and the step-by-step guide as to how you can claim your place on that committee.